Hello everyone, this is Shiny Noctiles, and tonight I figured it'd be nice to stream some more 2004Scape for you guys. It'd be nice to do. Let me see if I can get everything set up here. Okay, let me lower the audio a wee bit. There you go. To see what I need for Elemental Workshop. I don't think it'll be too bad of a quest. There it is. We started off the stream strong, giving eye patches to a lot of different players. Okay, so Let me look up a video for Elemental Workshop. Oh, appreciate the like, whoever left it. No, it means a lot to me. Maybe I'll have a separate tab for it. I don't know. I think we can have the same tab. Okay. So we need a knife, hammer, needle, leather. No, no. Soft leather. Okay, I need pickaxe. Okay, do I have coal on me? I don't know if I do. I might have to mine it. So we need a knife. Okay, we got the hammer, the knife. What else do we need? Need a needle and a thread. Do I have any thread on me? Soft leather. Might have to. See if anyone has leather. Come on now. Okay, okay, I need to get 4 coal and soft leather. Does anyone okay. Soft. I think that's what you need for the quest, don't you? Let's see. Tameable during the Oh, you can find it during the quest. Okay, let me see if I can get 4 coal. There. Okay, I thought I could get coal here, couldn't I? Oh, why? Okay, maybe I can just get it. I think I can get in near Camelot too. I think there's like a place I can mine. I always love the music here. Oh, Mystic Mime! Oh, let me ask him. Uh, oh, I can always trade later. Okay, let me. Um, Okay, I need to get coal somehow. Okay. I think coal. I have to remember where it is. I think it's like further out there, but I'm not 100% sure. Coal. Okay, where? Okay, this might be good to know for the future because I'm trying to remember where you would get the coal at. Probably would have been an easier location at this point. But no, there's something. Can I use the construct yet, or? How do I? I'm gonna check a quick video on the coal trucks. Okay, so you run all the way back. Oh, I see. Okay, so you mine the coal, put it in the truck, and then you run back. Okay, that makes sense. Within the pages of this book, you will find the secret to working the very elements themselves. Early in the 5th Age, a new ore was discovered. This ore has a unique property of absorbing, transforming, or focusing elemental energy. A workshop was erected close by to work this new material. The workshop was set up for artisans and inventors to be able to come and create devices made from the unique ore, found only in the village of the Seers. After some time of successful industry, the true power of this ore became apparent. As greater and more powerful weapons were created. Realizing the threat this posed, the Magi of the time closed down the workshop and bound it under lock and key, also trying to destroy all knowledge of manufacturing processes, yet this book remains and you may still find a way to enter the workshop within this leather-bound volume. Is that it? Okay. Oh, so that's how you start the quest. Okay. Oh, you can. Oh, so use a knife. It's not bad. Okay. Now to explore this area thoroughly to find out what forgotten secrets it contains. Okay. I wonder if I should have brought food with me. Oh, hold on. Let me just get a Runescape on me. Could also use magic as well, technically. There's a reason why we have a battle mage too. Let's see. Uh, which way do we need? I think it's this way, right? We got it. Oh, so is that how you, so you're supposed to fight fight them, I guess. Oh, you don't have to pick up the rock. Turn east valve, then west valve. Wait. I like the music down here, actually. It's really nice. There's a valve here somewhere. There we go. There. Okay, but where's the leather? Sorry, leather though. Give me a second. Hey Noctowl, after you do the quest, can we do the battle staff trade? You PM me. Of course we can do that. Yeah, not a problem. Let's see. Northwestern part of the central. Oh, there we go. There's our leather. Okay, sec. Yeah, let me. Hope you've been doing well tonight, by the way, or RPG? Or not RPG, Retro? Okay, let's see. And after that, then you pull the the lever. Yeah, there we go. Search northwest crate for a stone bowl. Okay. Oh, glad to hear. Oh, wait. I'm watching Zombie Music's video right now. He's doing a video showcasing elements of workshop. Okay, use stone bowl on lava trough. Use bowl in furnace. So. Oh, there's someone here. Oh. Do I have you on my friends list, Retro? Oh, no, I do, yeah. What's your offer? Yeah, I think you were the one who bought the air battle staff from me last time, right, Retro? So the reason why I kept them is because I didn't know if you were collecting them or something like that. Oh, I see. So you have to put that into the furnace, then next. Oh, okay, elements. Okay, there we go. Oh, so that's how you finish the quest. Okay, that's not bad actually. 100K each. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I have no problem with that. All right, 30 crafting and 32 smithing. That's gonna help for family crest. Does this give me extra magic? Extra magic items? So looks cool though. Yes, I am. I'll have to look at the stats for the elemental shield because I think it gives. Uh, yeah, it gives a magic defense bonus. Right. Just in case I need to go back there, I can always keep the key. Okay, so now that we have 32 smithing and 30 crafting, I'm thinking what we're gonna do. Trying to think. I was thinking of going to Shiloh Village and just getting 40 crafting there. Let's see. Oh, I can cut, I think I can cut emeralds now. Oh, come on. I love cutting gems. Yeah, so we're probably going to focus on 40 crafting first, and then we'll work towards getting 40 smithing. Yeah, I think that's doable. No worries. Always nice to trade those. Hold on, I'm gonna give you forgot I ran out of eye patches, my bad. Hold on. It's amazing how many have given out. Got him this time. It definitely helps with retro, definitely helps, believe me. Oh, there he is. There's retro. Give you an eye patch as well as a gift. Gem. I give you this as well, retro, just so you enjoy. I also got the rune javelins as a rare drop table item. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna go to gem rocks now, I think. Trying to think what's the best way to get there, though. Well, I think we can just go over to our domain and just take the boat, and we're already there, aren't we? It's nice to see a lot of people playing, by the way. It's always a good thing. Let me... Water staff. So we need a pickaxe. No, already got it. Hey Wes, glad to see you in the stream today, or tonight rather. Just want to let you know I finished Elemental Workshop and now I'm gonna go for 40 crafting at the Gem Rocks. Yep, tell me. Jack plays Runescape. Funny. Oops, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me refresh the page. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that for. Well, it's also because it's my name too. I'm gonna do that for 40 crafting, and then we're gonna see how we're gonna get 40 smithing. I think I got 200 silver ore from oops, from someone in the game. I'm trying to remember his name, but it was kind enough to. I think it might have been. I don't know if it was Avatar or someone else, but. Okay, so to get to the gem rocks, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Just think, because I take the boat and then just have to walk south and then I get there, I think. We can take the Shiloh cart south from the boat. Okay, I didn't know that actually. So we're so the cart. You're saying it's. Oh, are you talking about this? Okay, so let's see. Hello, Bawana. Okay, that's actually good. I appreciate you letting me know that. Okay. So I need 10 gold though, and I don't have gold to get back there. Let me see. Is there any gold laying around? Could. Let's see. Pirate guard. I think I have a strategy to get to 10 gold. Is there like a level 2 guy here? They all 16 and above. Let me go to the pub and see. No, they're all level 20, I think. You know what? I could fight a pirate and see if I could get it. These guys drop gold. Let's just fight some pirates here. Let's go use our battle mage. Maybe you'll have to fill the old banana crate. I could do that too, but no, I think this method will work. I'll fight some pirates. Oh, got an eye patch. Could also fight a thief as well. Let's fight this thief. Do they drop 10 gold? Don't worry, I think we can get 10 gold here. Get the battle mage up. Okay, is there like a general store here or something I can just sell stuff at? Alright, I could sell lobster. Okay, now I think we can get there. Yeah, I appreciate you letting me know though, because that'll make making trips there a lot easier now. Okay, how much does he? Hello? Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, there's someone here. Oh, I could also use my silver ore here too to get my smithing up. Bucko. Hold up. Wait, wait, Bucko. Trying to get to you. Oh, you can also fish here too. Okay, you can do a lot of things here. Can you fly fish here? Can, then that would be great. Someone's fishing here. Okay, so let's see. The guy you traded Way Web Surf as a YouTuber with like one fight. Oh yeah, I think I've seen him before. Yeah, that's nice that I could help him out. Am I only gonna be the only one at Gem Rocks? Might be. That's fine. Noble. Oh, do I have my glory on? Because I think that helps with gems. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I got a diamond. Do you make them into bolts too? Not yet. Oh, now I can use my rune pickaxe. Okay. Yeah, no, not yet. I might eventually though. Trying to think, what can I do with these opals? Uh, People are buying. Well, no, no. Hold on. What? Yeah, no, the glory is charged. Yeah, I haven't used it for teleports at all. Okay. Where's my rune pickaxe? I think four is enough. I would have to imagine. Oh, I need. Oh, I need fletching. Okay. Oh well. I'll eventually get my fletching up. Oh, red topaz. I think if I ever got 99 mining, it probably would be here, to be honest. I think you get crafting XP for it. Hello, William. Glad you could join the stream. Seems like I got some new people tonight. Okay, let's see. Put this way back there. Okay, I don't know how long it takes for these to respawn, but I don't know if it would just be a smart idea just to hop worlds. It's a respawn. Oh, it takes a full minute for it to recharge. For it to, okay, that's fine. Okay, so what's like the max fletching I need? Okay, let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can get 12 fletching real quick. 11 fletching real quick. Uh, I don't know if there's. Do you have any logs? I don't know if there's any trees here. Wait, hold on. I don't think there's hard diaries in this game though. It's very sad. How about I give you? No, well, this is 2004Scape. I don't think they had diaries back then. Maybe they did, or maybe I just don't remember. Let's see. Okay, where's my other gems? I got. Here. Jade should be somewhere. Oh, there's Jade. Oh shoot! I forgot I needed to cut those logs. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know why I forgot. I'm probably gonna just cut them into arrow shafts because I know people are buying those. Okay. Where's the knife? Here. Where's all the logs? I think I get 5 XP per log. Yeah, honestly, this is probably the most fun I've had with RuneScape in a long time. I know some people say, why are you playing this instead of regular old school? But for me, I just really enjoy this version. And I love interacting with other people in game. Okay, 11 fletching. Okay, I don't know how much opal bolts go for, but if you guys want to buy any, let me know. Too bad I can't make any jade bolts yet, but eventually. Topaz, okay. Oh, I got an emerald. Perfect. Okay, I don't know how much does emerald sell versus uncut emerald? Does they go for around the same? Yes. I love cutting gems. I got a diamond. Wait. I got a ruby, emerald, and diamond all in just one set of rocks. That's great. Okay. I got fletching from that. I got a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Any crafting? Yeah, I just get a tiny bit of extra fletching from that. I don't think I can cover it. No, I think it's better just to wait for the gem rocks to respawn because by the time I hop to another world, that takes like another 30 seconds. So I'll just stay in this area. Two rubies in one sitting. That's great. I love it. Yeah, if there were two 99s aside from like magic and HP and then maybe strength that I would go for, probably would be mining and then maybe even crafting. But that would mainly be just from cutting gems, honestly. I don't know how good are opal bolts, by the way, but they are good. Let me know. Okay, so the chance of getting a sapphire. Well, let's start with opal. So 1 and 2, jade 1 and 4, topaz 1 and 8.5, sapphire 1 and 14, emerald 1 and 25. Same with ruby, then diamonds 1 and 32. Then the glory. Wearing a charged amulet glory will significantly increase the chance of finding the rock. I think it might even improve the chances of me getting the other gems, but okay, let me see. Oops. Oh, so opal bolts, you couldn't enchant them until 2006. I know red topaz. I don't know when we'll get those enchanted, but I know those are really good. And old school. Got a sapphire. I got an emerald and a diamond. Maybe the glory does help me. Helps increase my chances to get the. Let's see. Okay, so I got 2 emeralds, 1 sapphire, 2 diamonds, and 3 rubies. Oh, okay. By the way, if you guys want to buy these opal bolts, by the way, let me know. I don't know how good they are in this version of the game, but if they are good, then let me know. Because there's a reason why I'm making them. Or at least the bolt tips, at least, yeah. I don't use crossbow, but thanks for the offer. No worries. Yeah, I don't know. Let me look at the opal bolts real quick. Bolt tips. Okay, so in order to make them into bronze bolts, I mean opal bolts, you need 10 bronze bolts, okay. And you need 11 fletching? It gives you 16 fletching XP, okay. Can't buy them, I'm in... Okay. No worries. Yeah, let me see... Yeah, I don't know... I don't think they... Yeah, let me see. How much do these go for at the general store? Like 60? 31 crafting. I think that's what I need for... I don't know if it's 31 or 36. Velocity, yeah. That general store's a ripoff. Can't blame you there. Wagwan. I don't know who that is. You doing that quest yet? Hey, Maffy. Sorry if I didn't see your comment earlier. So, I did Elemental Workshop. I got it done, and now I'm just at Gem Rocks until I get 40 crafting, at least. I don't know how much diamonds go. Let's see. 3K. Oh, by the way, Mafia, I sold the water battle staff and the earth battle staff to Retro. I got a really good deal from him, and I'm really happy. I also gave him a little bit of a bonus, including an eye patch. Maybe people, Opal Bolts haven't really sold yet because people haven't really been getting them to begin with. Maybe I could start a market with that, for that rather. I know some of you guys might find this boring, and I usually find mining boring, but not gem rocks. I think people don't sell bolts because they're bad. That magic shortbow and arrows is just always better, pretty much. I'm sure these opal bolts could find their use. Somehow. Another ruby. 42 mining. I think chiseling into the opal bolts tips are still, it makes it more valuable than just opal itself because I think the bolt tips are at least 24 GP each at the general store. So I don't know, maybe we'll find someone, maybe someone who's trying to make a build with opal bolts and a crossbow in this game. They're the anti-meta. Let's see. There we go, sapphire. So many gems. It's gonna be great. Yay. Ooh, another diamond. I got 4 diamonds from this trip. 4 diamonds, 4 rubies, 2 emeralds, and 3 sapphires. And then a bunch of jades, opals, and other stuff. And then once I hit 34 crafting, I can also cut rubies after that. Then I think diamonds, are like 40 something. I'd have to remember. Yeah, 43. Let me know if you guys are fine with the sound effects, by the way. Usually turn them down, but honestly, they're not too bad here. I'm gonna go see you all. See you, Retro. Glad you could join the stream. And hope you enjoy your battle staffs and the extra gifts you got, including the eye patch. Mm. He's shotgun. Okay, let's pause it all that. Okay, so we're starting to level up here with the gems. Sorry. Oh, you have to use 20 gold to get in there. I guess that's probably because it's so close to the bank. It's not terrible though. I don't know if there's another way to get in there aside from having to pay. You need a party hat. Oh yeah, today is rare weekend, so maybe who knows? Maybe we'll find a party hat while we're mining. I don't know if we will, but you never know. Okay, opal. Two sapphires? Something. May turn off sound effects for a wee bit. I'm gonna put a poll up for you guys. What people say. Hey, Twisted, glad you could join the stream. Just got a poll up right now to see who would like to see me get 40 crafting via gem rocks. I personally enjoy doing them, and I wouldn't mind doing it till 40 crafting, but I want to see what you guys think as well. This will also help me to get 50 mining as well eventually for Hero's Quest, because I think I need 50 mining for that quest. So this might be another good method. Neutral. Okay. So one person said neutral, could go either way for them. Another person said yes. Okay, so neutral and yes. Two votes. I think actually them responding every minute is better because it gives me a chance to take a break. Just like RPG says, after a while he gets tired cooking lobsters with his hand. I feel the same way. I haven't seen him on the stream yet, but if he does come by, I'll leave him. Oh, I might as well do this now since I got you all here. You guys want to join my Discord? It includes Final Fantasy 13 and 14, but it also includes 2004Scape. You guys want to hang out there and just, you know, share stuff 2004Scape related or whatever? You're more than welcome to. Yeah, it's better this way. Oops, my bad. Oh, I might as well do this to save an inventory space. Forgot about that. I've been thinking with my battle mage, if I, because I'm thinking like if I do have a setup for when I'm in the wild, thinking Amulet of Strength might help, because I mean I could use an Amulet of Magic too, but having that Amulet of Strength would help with the finishing DDS blow. Could also use an Amulet of Power as well, that could work too. Get bonus for both Magic and Strength. I think it also helps a bit of attack as well. So far I got 2 sapphires, 1 diamond, 1 ruby. Okay. Oh shoot, my bad, I got whirlpool stone, okay. Don't know why I thought those were jades. Almost 43 mining. Forty-three mining. Gonna check something real quick. 32 crafting. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. It's just been a hot day and getting that water in definitely helps. Also cleaned my canisters, by the way. I put some baking soda, cleaning vinegar, and soap in it. I shaked it up for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, cleaned it out, and it's so much better now. Or I think another word, I call them canisters, but I think another word's thermos. Yeah. my bottle thermos, yeah. Don't want you guys thinking I'm like hauling like a like a full gallon worth of like water. It's just these bottle thermos. They're great. I don't know if there's a way I can repeat this tune or so I know in old school I think there is, but maybe that's a feature they'll eventually put in because I like the ambient sound in this area. Mainly the birds chirping now and again. Right. Or what I at least believe to be birds. I don't think crushed gemstones, I don't think they do much. Yeah, no. Alright, we got 5 sapphires, 2 emeralds, 1 ruby, 1 diamond. Too bad. It's like Bucko is still fishing there. This might be a good place to fish as well. I don't know if there's a range here where I could talk about. Bucko. I like that name. Yeah, I think I'll easily get 50 mining here by the time I get 40 crafting, I think. Or probably around there at least. Just seeing who's buying dragon bones and dragon hide right now. Pasco. 4 GP each. Alright, seems like people are in favor of me doing this into 40 crafting, which I can do. I think it also fits my name as well, since my name is Gem Rainbow, which is essentially just Gem Rainbow, or just Rainbow is just Danish or Norwegian for rainbow, for those who don't know. Oh, might end the stream here eventually because I'm getting a little bit tired mining these rocks. Because I got some errands to run tomorrow. Gotta go grocery shopping. I'm gonna donate some items at my local thrift store. And then I'm gonna buy some Pokemon cards from my friend Tim from my eBay store. If you guys want to check out my store, I have a link to it at the front of my YouTube page. But yeah, it's been good doing this for you guys. Fun sharing, and I think eventually we'll get to 40 crafting and 40 smithing like we got to 66 magic. And then once we do Family Crest and we finally get those gauntlets, it's going to be great. Then I'm going to have to message Mystic Mime again to see if he still has fire runes or air runes for sale. Then the goal then will be to try to get, well, maybe before we do, kind of thinking, so I'm thinking when I want to do Lost City, um, we could get 80 magic, 80 strength, and then we could do Lost City by then. We don't have to do it right now, because I don't have 60 attack yet, but eventually it'd be nice to do. I don't think it's a long quest either, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then Heroes Quest, the reason why I want to do that quest eventually is that it will give me access to the Dragon Mace and Dragon Battle Axe, and that just gives me more options. More options for my Battle Mage. Hold on, I'll be back. I think I need to wash out these bottles a bit more. I think that there's still some soap in them. Give me a sec. Hey guys, I'm back. Just got some more water. Man's drinking soap water. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing it could be, at least. It's the dishwasher I use is also lemon scented, so it's not the worst, but give me a sec. Yeah, I think I got all of it out now. It's just the thing with my thermos is I usually I haven't done a deep cleaning on them for like 5 years now. I know that sounds like a long time, but this is how long I've had them for, or if not 5 years, at least like 4 to 3 years. And yeah, I think doing a deep cleaning once in a wee blue moon is not too bad. Because the other thing too is I had a little bit of trouble getting down to the bottom of the thermos because I could clean parts of it, like the sides of it on the upper part. But the bottom part's a little bit tough, so that's why I put the baking soda and the cleaning vinegar and the dish soap and all that in there just to see if I could clean it out. And it seems like it's done the trip. The trick. Keep your bottle clean. You get sick. Come on now. I think at this point you like to you like to use Luigi as a joke, Matthew. But hey, I mean, my dad sometimes calls me that. He'll call me that or Louie. It depends on the day, you know. I told you it's the name I'm using now. I think it's great. You can always call me Jem as well if you want. Uh, I mean, I don't think I'm the most Italian of people. I know there's people who are a lot more Italian than I am. Um, but I know like it's because I think in terms of Italian, I'm closest to like North Italian. And then so there's like so it's like Spanish, Portuguese, North Italian, French, then Tuscan, which is like might be closer to like Roman, I think. Roman and Akkadian Greeks, because they would have been to an extent genetically similar. Then South Dutch, then Flemish, I think. And then I eventually get to like further deeper into Italian, but there's many levels to it. Yeah, you always be a green plumber to me, no matter how Italian you are or aren't. I mean, I think Luigi's actually a good one because um I think it's because I think it comes from the name Louis. So I think it's like Louis but Italian. So because Louis or Louis or you could also say Ludwig. I don't like that one as much, but I know some people like that name. But oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it all kind of depends, you know? I do know that, you know, if you trace back to the Age of Heroes, which is more so Greece than Italy, I do have connections to ancestry there, but back then they would have been genetically related to like, well, Spanish, Portuguese, North Italian, because I think the modern Greeks are genetically different than the Greeks of back then. Somehow the Spanish and some of the Italians they kept that original ancestry a little bit more. Not saying the current Greeks haven't, but um, yeah, because I think like if you, because like the Mycenaean Greeks were like a mixture of. Do you have the Aurelians, which those go back to Georgia, the fourth strand of DNA 12,000 years ago. Then you have the Akkadian Greeks as well. But the Mycenaean Greeks were really a mixture of both. They were a mixture of. Give me a sec. Not yet. They were a mixture of the Akkadian Greeks and the Aurelians. Uh, and so, like nowadays, a lot of people, especially the Albanians and modern Greeks, they fight about who are the heirs of the original Greeks, you know, of the original Age of Heroes. And then some of them get upset when they find out the Spanish somehow and Portuguese and maybe some Italians too, like they have that original ancestry because they fight about it quite a bit. Um, I guess it's like if people in Denmark and Norway were fighting about who had the most Norse ancestry, and then they found out like the people in Britain and Ireland have quite a bit. That's how I could kind of compare it with, I guess. If because to me, like the Norse going to Britain and Ireland are kind of like the Greeks and the Trojans going to Spain and Portugal. Because essentially we both have Celtic ancestry, like the people in Spain and Portugal, and of course you have France as well, or Gaul, and then Britain and Ireland. The main difference between like the Spanish and Portuguese and the British and Irish is they tend to have more Norse ancestry, and that would come from like Vikings and stuff like that. Of course, they have Anglo-Saxons in that too, but I'm just using the Norse as an example. And then we have the Greeks or the original Greeks or the Mycenaean Greeks, the Trojans and all them. And of course, there were the Minoans before the Mycenaeans, but I mean, hey, there's a lot of similarities between Greek and Norse mythology. Like if you look at like Odin and Zeus or Zeus, um, Freya and Athena or Hera, Thor and Ares, you know, a lot of similarities there. And if you go back to their Y DNA, there was a time where they were once one people. You have to go back like 20, 30,000 years ago, but there was a time where they were once one, so maybe that could be another reason why the mythologies kind of intersect, or the folklore. Yeah, I think I got some Norse ancestry from my dad though, because his name is Siggy, and that goes back to the Volsunga saga. For those who don't know, the Volsunga saga was essentially a story about a warrior named Siggy, or Sigurd, however you want to say it, who fought a dragon named Fafnir. And I pretty much confirmed that of my dad's ancestry when I saw he was related to like Danish, Dani, like a tribe in Denmark, Norwegian Viking, Danish Viking. Maybe that, yeah. Not short for Sigmund. Oh yeah, that's another name too, I guess. Sigmund, Siegfried. I think my dad likes Siegfried as well. But most people just call him Siggy. Or his Spanish name is Sigifredo. Um, but yeah, there's many ways you can say my dad's name as well. Um, I don't think he and I were genetically close to Anglo-Saxons though. I'm not too upset about it. I know some people would. I think I had ancestry related to like Angles and Saxons though before they became Anglo-Saxons. So even though I'm not really related to like Anglo-Saxons, I am related to Angles and Saxons somehow. Because I think the difference is like the Anglo-Saxons are just when they came together, and then before they came together, they were just try my best to pronounce it. Angles and Saxons and Jutes, or I think the Norse way would be Utes. So again, I'm not too pressed about it. I think people here in the U.S. put a lot more precedence on that than even people I think in Britain. So, um, which I think is kind of weird, and because I think if they put presidents in England and like in Britain or England, I wouldn't mind as much because it makes sense because that'd be the part of the ancestry. But and people would say, well, people have it here too, and I would be like, yeah, but the way you talk about it, I mean, even people in England, say, what the fuck are you talking about, So there, it's I don't know how to really describe it. I think the only Anglo-Saxon that said he was that I really enjoyed was Igiel Thorson, but he was from England though. And it made sense when he would talk about his ancestry, like it was believable. You know, it was kind of like Bjorn, like when he talks about, I'm Norse, but he 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 goes into detail about it. And he doesn't just give you some BS reason. You know? So, but yeah, I'm gonna get back. Yeah, let me check this here. Accidentally closed the live stream chat. Give me a second. Yeah, I've told you loads about how we barely care about our heritage compared to Americans. Yeah, it's just I don't I don't know what it is. I don't know if they do the same thing in Canada as well, but it's just because even like the guy who was saying he was Anglo-Saxon here in the U.S., he'd mentioned Bach and Mozart, and I would say, isn't that Germany and Austria? Because that I don't think Anglo-Saxons were part of Mozart and Bach. Maybe I don't think so, but I had a friend who his mom was Brazilian and his dad was Austrian or Dutch, I think, or something. And his name was Glenn Wolfgang Heidinger. And I learned Wolfgang, I think, is related to Mozart. I think Mozart, that's his name as well, I think. Middle name or something. Yeah. Oh, let's fight this. Oh, no, no. Let's go, Battle Mage. We can do it. It used to be bad for saying it's because here's nothing to be American. It's so boring that they need to claim their 0.001% ancestry to Ireland or Italy. Yeah, I mean, there are some people who are Italian who I believe they're Italian. Like, even though I don't watch him anymore, Mr. Happy would be one of them. Because he reminds me a wee bit of my brother, a wee bit. Uh, I mean, I'm not, I'm, I guess in the sense that we probably just might have like shared ancestry, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. I think especially when it comes to Ireland, um, especially people here, they get really weird about it. Like even my friend Lena, like she was like, "Yeah, I'm 40% Irish and I got a British English accent. It's nothing wrong with that." But then she would say, "Oh yeah, you're not Irish, or you can't claim to be Irish because you don't have enough percentage." I mean, I don't really mind either way. I mean, most people say I sound more Scottish anyways, but I think it's just a little bit weird, I'm not a big fan of the whole gatekeeping thing, especially from people here. But even people in Ireland, I kind of feel similarly a little bit. Uh, I mean, teach their own, of course, but it just gets a little bit weird. So, yeah, I think people who say they're Italian, I don't think I've had as much I don't think I've had as many problems with them, I don't think. Like I've never heard someone say, "Oh, you need a certain percentage Italian to be Italian." I think they're just if I say, you remind me of someone, they're pretty much fine with it, I think. I don't know why it's more so, and it's not every Irish American. I know like my friend Dolly, she's like Irish and French. They call I think that there's a word Cajun. I think she has Cajun ancestry because I think their history is they settled in Canada and then they were kicked out. And yeah, percentages don't really matter much to me. Like if you actually partake in the culture, know about the country you're claiming to be from, then sure, go ahead, works from. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. And the thing with Lena, I mean, I see her as a sister. She reminds me a lot of my mom's side of the family, especially. She reminds me a lot of my mom's sister, Aunt Liz. That's what I call what some of us call her, Aunt Liz. Um, but yeah, I just think because she says she's Irish and then she has the British English accent, which is fine. And then she says, "I'm becoming the people I hate," and so I just don't know. It, it just, yeah. That's why it's interesting listening to as you know about the places you have links to. Show. Well, I try to. I mean, I think the people here who say things like that, I think what they're saying is, since I have this ancestry or have a certain percentage of it, that means I can. This is probably the guy who reminds me of my grandfather Papa from Donegal. He probably would agree with me that what they're really saying is, okay, I have this ancestry, so that means I can be a jackass to you and other people. And I don't like saying it like that, but yeah. Gotta charge glory on. I do, yes. Do you have that? Be back later wrapping up at work. Oh, not a problem. Appreciate you being here, Maffy. Uh, but yeah, no, like I appreciate you guys listening. And by the way, for you guys who don't know, Maffy, of course, she's become a good friend of mine, and she lives in Britain. She has English Welsh ancestry, but yeah, it's been good to talk to her about these things because it can be a little bit hard here at times, the U.S. sharing about it at times. But I find it a blessing I'm related to multiple people, or multiple different, I guess, ethnicities, because, um, I don't know, like, it's helped me, like, whenever talking to the Japanese or different Native Americans or even some Germans or Norwegians or Danish or um, just different ethnicities for sure. And that's what I think the U.S. should be all about. Some of us see us as a melting pot, and just hope we can still keep that up. Yeah, let me see if I can get this there. I think my mom would say it's a sense of entitlement, but I'll wait until Matthew comes back to share more of that. I think one thing I've noticed because I was watching a video, um, maybe you guys might be interested in this as well. I was watching a video from this Mexican or Native American Mexican YouTuber named La Carmencita. She's like 100% native, pretty much, or genetically closest to like the Mayans, and she's dating a guy from England actually, and she was interviewing people from the West Midlands and England, and they seemed pretty fine. They were just talking about areas was known for hard work and stuff like that. So pretty interesting stuff. When Maffy gets back, she could probably explain it to you better than I can. If you guys want any more information about that area? I think at the end of the day, too, if you're a decent person, I think it'll show, regardless of what your ancestry is, to be honest. You know, I think that's the other thing, too. Like, if you're a decent person, that's what matters. And so that's why, like, if some people will say, like I don't know if Lena would ever say, oh, well, like, about, I would never talk to people from England. I think, you know, we have to understand, of course, we also have shared ancestry and things like that, going back to the Celtic age. And also it's just good to like see people for who they are instead of just trying to put them all in a bucket, Because I think you just say I'll never talk to a certain group because they're of that group. I think you'll lose something. You'll lose. You'll be missing out. I think that's important to at least be aware of, you know. I think, for example, like hanging out or sometimes talking to RPG has been pretty nice, actually. You know, if I ever wanted to visit New Zealand, he might be one of the reasons why I want to visit because, you know, sometimes when you meet decent people from a certain area, at least in my opinion, can incentivize you to want to visit there more, you know? I think that's why I also like Japan as well. I know a lot of people tend to have this idea that Japanese hate foreigners or gaijin, but they seem to take a liking to me, you know. I was happy that they could enjoy my company. But yeah, I think Maffy is the second person to say that she feels like I have some Scottish in me because I know um, I met someone from Australia who has a Scottish ancestry, and she also said something similar to Maffy. Or she went one step further. She said, you know, I'm his auntie. Maffy would say like we're cousins, so there's something there. I think there was one website I used that um I think I had like some ancient matches from Scotland going back must be like 3,000 to 4,000 years ago or something, but that was like a long time ago. It was to a sample from Sutherland, I think, which is like in the north of Scotland. I think that's where a lot of Norse had settled later on too in history. So, of course, I had some sample matches too that matched to Scottish populations and during the Celtic Age and even more modern times. But of course, there's a lot more things in me as well, and that's actually a good thing. I think it's a blessing, really. Oh, we're almost at 45 mining. We're definitely making good progress here. We got 33 crafting. One more level, then we'll be able to cut those rubies, which would be nice. Good luck on rares. Oh, thank you, music. Hope, you know, if you get one tonight before I end the stream, that'd be awesome. I don't know if we will, but the rare I'm looking for the most is a Halloween mask, preferably green or blue. But if we get red as well, that'd be awesome too. Hold on, I'm gonna. Hold on. Oh, we were just tied on high scores. Who are you and I attacking? If so, that's pretty cool. We both 600 total. That's cool. Yeah, I guess I'm getting up there a wee bit as well. Yeah, it's been fun playing this. It's been a great experience. I know RPG said something similar on his stream. It's fun. Yeah. I know I don't have music playing in the background aside from the in-game music, but hopefully it's still fun enough for you guys. I know he's always tending to jam out his own music in there. Add me in game, Bjorn, if you haven't. Oh, okay. I think I've seen you before, Bjorn. Let's see. Do I have you? Oh, did I spell your name right? I don't know if there's any other special ways of writing it down, unless if you're not on at the moment. I watch a YouTuber from Norway. His name's also Bjorn as well, and I think I am related to like a Bjorn. I think a Bjorn Dalen. I think. Private off at the moment. Okay. Well, whenever you put it back on or whatever, just let me know and go from there. Yeah, I've always kind of been interested a wee bit in Norse folklore. Um, that's the other thing too here in the States. You have a lot of people who say they're Anglo-Saxon, but not many people talk about Norse folklore or mythology. Um, but I always kind of found it interesting. I keep it off on weekends to lock in for the rares. Oh, okay. Is it because you don't want people to spam message you if you get one, or like I don't know, like if you're like in the wilderness and you get one, I don't know, like if you don't want people to know, so they just hop to your world and you have a team on you trying to get the rare off of you. I was watching a little bit of Zombie Music's videos, and he has a video where he brings like over 10 people fighting in the wild, trades and market. Let's see. Yeah, I mean whatever works for you. If that's what works for you, that's the important thing. Hit running to a spot, then having to run all the way back because someone DMs me asking to buy something. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Sense. Yeah, if I get a rare, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It depends what rare. If it's like a green or blue Halloween mask, I might keep it. We'll see though. That's what I'm hoping for. If I get a party hat, I'm I have to think. I don't know if people were also willing to trade rares too. Like I don't know if I got like a purple party hat, if someone would be willing to trade it for like a blue, a green Halloween mask and then something extra. I don't know. Doesn't seem like anyone's have has them in the market yet. Uh, yeah, which is interesting. 4 mil for one, red party, red, not party hat, Halloween mask. No green yet. I've actually seen someone with a green party hat. I don't know if it's only been one person or two people, but there's a person named Booty Ha. She always has her green party hat on. Green party hat, a dragon square shield, and a rune skimmy. I'm trying to remember who else had a green one. I don't know if it's just her, but I know there's at least one person with one. I think there's been 3 red party hats today, or was it 2? Oh wow, that's good. Yeah, nothing for me yet, which is fine. I guess that just shows how rare they actually are. If it's only like for 3 people or 3 or 2 or whatever. Saga about the mask, not green, no green mask. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, green mask would be awesome. Green or blue, because those are two of my favorite colors. Oh, almost 45 binding. Oh, by the way, our RA attacking, my soul level is now at 602. I don't know if yours is around that too, but there we go. Yeah, this is definitely going to help for heroes because I really want to do that quest too because I'll have to find a partner, but um, if one of you guys want to help me with that quest, that'd be cool. But yeah, that'll help to get the Dragon Warhammer and or not Warhammer, Dragon Battle Axe and Dragon Mace. 604 now. What I miss? Is he doing the quest? No, not yet, Mafia. I already did my quest for the day. I did Elemental Workshop, and I need 40 crafting, 40 smithing to do Family Crest. So, um, fish and chips is very much an English thing, more so New Zealand. It's like a whole shtick besides tea. Okay, so that word shtick is not only in American English, I guess it's also British English too. Okay. Table flip. Oh wow. Yeah, I was thinking because there are some words, because especially here in the States, some people will say we only speak English, we don't speak like Spanish or French or any other language. But then, there are some words that are not exactly English. I think that one word is shtick because I think that's German. And then there's what was the other one? Um, like spiel, whatever. I mean, I mean, it's not a problem because I mean, I personally prefer saying Reinbu or Orkoides. And Reinbu is Danish and Norwegian for rainbow. Um, catch him off guard, and then Orcoides is just Spanish for rainbow, or maybe, I think maybe Portuguese too. And then Edis is just Greek, ancient Greek for rainbow. I've met like 5 people at the gem mines that didn't know about the glory buff, and they were mind blown. Oh wow, that definitely helps. But yeah, no, I just kind of find it silly here. Well, I think some of those words like spiel and klutz and all that, I think it's a crossover between because sometimes I look at it and it says it's German, other times it says it's like Yiddish or Ashkenazi Jewish or whatever. But yeah, it's just if they want to say that, I'll just say Reinbu and Arcoides and just tell them to say fuck off then. If they want their words that are not in English, then I'll say my words. You know? Just silly though. I kind of laughed at Bjorn because in his channel they get he gets a bunch of people that tell him you're going to hell for believing in Odin, and tells them you fucking idiots. You probably don't even know that part of the words in English language were influenced by Old Norse, and then he'll go through the days of the week, and it's kind of funny. Yeah, if you think about it, a lot of words in English are influenced by either Old Norse, Greek, or Latin. Um, so really, it is kind of a conglomerate of many languages that have come together to make what English is today. But I think most of those people are from the US, like me anyways, which I kind of feel bad about, but it is what it is. I don't think there's many people from the UK that tell that to him. I'd be surprised if there were. A Latin mostly, yeah. Yeah, and because like especially like when people in the US say we don't speak Spanish, I would say, well, if you didn't have Spanish, or well, because Spanish is largely based off of Latin and Greek, you wouldn't have civilization, you wouldn't have well, civilización, or democracy, democracia. You wouldn't have philosophy, philosophia. It's just like telling people, you can't speak Old Norse, and I was like, okay. Bjorn would say, okay, well, can't say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday anymore, because those are based off of like Norse gods and goddesses. They speak Mexican and Spain, crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think that's what people in the U.S. think more so. I don't know if they think like that in Europe, but yeah. And Spain is technically part of Europe, so it's kind of. Yeah, I learned the Visigoths that came to Spain during the medieval ages. I guess they also went to Britain and France too, but those Visigoths, they actually came from Scandinavia, or some say southern Scandinavia. But they came to different parts of Europe and they settled there. And I think the Visigoths, they were the ones who found certain kingdoms in Spain, actually. Like I think Castile and Leon would be one of them. It's part of Europe, not just technically. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm thankful you say that, Maffy, because a lot of people here in the U.S., for whatever reason, they don't think Spain is part of Europe. Maybe they don't think France is part of Europe either. I don't know. Um, or Italy or whatever. But yeah, it's glad you brought that up because for whatever reason, people they just can't understand. It's like in the U.S. you have Native Americans and you have people of other ancestries or other ethnicities. Same thing in Mexico too. But even more, how where do you people think Europe is? Well, the reason why even more so, let me try to say I can explain this. I guess what I'm trying to say, Matthew, is like since you live in Europe proper, it makes sense, 'cause you live in the other side of the ocean, you know, you are essentially part of Europe. But here, well, people here even think some people think that American is not English. They think it's that it came from here, which I don't know what to tell them. You know, I think most people in Mexico, I think they know that Spanish came from Spain, but yeah, it's just really odd. I kind of understand mistaking the UK not nor being not being in Europe as we. Yeah, so that's what. Okay, so this is my idea. Despite different political kind of ways of looking at things, or whether you're in the European Union or not. In my eyes, the Britain and Ireland are geographically located in Europe, technically, or at least are considered kind of like, islands of Europe. Because there are other islands in Europe like Sicily, or not Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica, and all that, Channel Islands. So it is part of Europe. Europe is that big lump of land that is across the water from us. Spain, France, Germany. No, I still consider you part of Europe because it's like if you don't, if you said you weren't part of Europe, then it'd be like saying Sardinia and Corsica are not part of Europe, but they are. They're just islands of Europe. But they are still, to me, it's still part of Europe. I know Bjorn says he doesn't consider Britain and Ireland part of Europe, but that's his opinion. I still think it's part of Europe. It's just they're just island countries in Europe. You know? Um, Again, it's like saying Crete in Greece or Sardinia or Corsica are not part of Europe because they're islands. No, they're technically part of Europe. Or it's like saying the Caribbean is not part of the Americas. Well, it is. They're just islands of the Americas. So, but no, like I'm kind of well, I don't, I don't know if I should even say this, that I'm glad that because it's kind of if you think about it, it's kind of redundant to say Europeans think Spain is part of Europe because Spanish are Europeans as well as Portuguese, so it's just redundant to say they're European when they themselves are European. I don't know why people here in the U.S. just somehow they think differently. Um, I think they get confused because okay, and so if they say okay, well, if you all speak Spanish, then you must all be part of one same ethnicity. And then I would say, well, that's like saying anyone who speaks English is the same ethnicity. Then that's like, he thinks we aren't in Europe, bro. It's a continent. There's mainland Europe and there's islands on the UK, like you said, yeah. No, it's like people saying, okay, everyone who speaks English is now an Angloic. So, and they consider that a race. So they say, okay, if you're African American, you speak English, okay, you're an Angloic. If you're a Cherokee, you're an Angloic. If you're Italian that speaks English, you're an Angloic, and you're all the same race. That's like saying that's why I kind of don't like the word Hispanic because it's not really a race. It's just people who speak a common language. That's like saying Angloic is a race. Okay, we're gonna put a new race category. It's gonna be Angloic. So anyone who speaks English is an Angloic, and that includes Chinese, that includes Koreans, that includes Japanese and Indians, and anyone else you can fit in that bucket who speaks English. Uh, so that's why to me it's just kind of an odd category to begin with. Now you can say, you're Native American that speaks Spanish or English, or you could say, I have some Scottish ancestry, Celtic ancestry, and I speak English or I speak Spanish. But then that'd be different. That'd be a whole different ball game. So, but I guess that's the thing here too in the U.S. People say if you're Anglo-Saxon, you're white, but what does that really mean in the sense that because you have to consider Anglo-Saxon even in England, not everyone is just of only of that ancestry, so it's just kind of I don't know. Okay, let's see here. I might bring some maybe I might bring some runes on me just so I can see if I find this guy. Oh, I don't want to forget the French now, because, we have Spanish and English, but technically in Canada, people also speak French. So I guess I'll include them as well. Um, I don't know if there's a word for like francophones or francoics, but yeah. Absolute wild theories. One day I'm gonna have to jump on a call with you and debate some of this crap. UK isn't in Europe. Shake my head. To me, it's part of Europe. It has a European culture. At least I think it does. Most people are of European descent, so To me, it's part of Europe. It's just an island, islands of Europe. It's like saying Japan is not part of Asia because it's an island. No, it's part of Asia. I don't know why why he's triggered me so much. I mean, if you want to tell me it's not, I mean, you can, you can try to tell me. But to me, it's part of Europe. It's like Japan is part of Asia, you know? What are you going to tell the Japanese? They're not Asians because they live in an island? They're probably going to say no, we're Asian. So, or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll say something else, but yeah. Let me bring some runes on me. I think this might be easier. Spain not being part of Europe set me off to start with. Actually, yeah. Well, I'm glad. Well, I think if you guys in Britain didn't think Spain was part of Europe, I would say maybe there's something wrong with you guys. But that's like saying, well, again, there are people here in the U.S. that believe the Earth is flat, and they'll tell that on Bjorn's channel. They'll fight with him. They'd say you're wrong. The Earth is flat, and that's what they think. But I think they're mainly from the U.S. like I am. I don't like saying that because I feel like it's bad representation, but people like that actually think like that here, you know. Anyway, moving on. Too tired for all this excitement. Yeah. No, well, I'm glad you guys don't think. Well, if you guys thought like that over there, I would say there's something wrong with you guys. But then it's like people here, they think the Earth is flat, and you could say there's something wrong about them, and they'll say, well, I'm right, you're wrong, and then I'll be like, okay, that's how you want to look at it. That's your opinion, you know. Let's see here. There. Okay, thinking the Earth is flat, fine, have your wild theories, but again, I ask these people, where do you think Europe is? To not think Spain. Okay, so like I said, Maffey, that's why I don't like the I like I don't that's why I don't like the word Hispanic because it's like saying anyone who speaks English or French, like an Anglic or Francophilic or whatever you want to say it, like they're all the same ethnicity because they speak a common language. That's not how it works. Um, Crazy behavior. You should for request to help me calm down. Yeah, eventually I will once I get my mining or my crafting to 40 and smithing to 40. But yeah, like I think what happens here is, and I'll try to explain it to you the best I can, Maffey, so it makes sense to you. So there's a lot of people that come from Mexico, and a lot of them are predominantly Native American. That's their ancestry. Some of them don't even know that. But I think more are starting to wake up to that. So they're predominantly of Native American ancestry. Um, and I think what happens is people think that somehow Native Americans from Mexico equates to Spaniards from Spain. And you have to tell them, no, that's not how it works. It's like saying Cherokee or Lakota in the U.S. are automatically people from England. That's not how it works. I mean, maybe they could have that ancestry, like also like people in Mexico, some of them could be part Spanish. But to say, that just automatically equates to people from across the ocean, one for one is not, it's not, that's not how it works, you know. Um, so yeah, it depends, like, it depends how people look at themselves too and all that. But no, I think that's why people get confused here because they meet a lot of people who speak Spanish who are mainly Native American from Mexico. That's what it is. Um, It's like saying the Navajo, they're all English from England because they speak English. No, they're Navajo or they're Diné, and that's a tribe from the Southwest. So some people say they're also Japanese too, which they're not wrong because if you look at their ancestry, if you go back to the some of the maternal lineages, some of that can go back to East Asia, so they're not 100% wrong there. I think they would prefer you calling them Japanese or maybe the Mexicans, some of them might prefer you calling them Hawaiians or Polynesians than just saying no, they're Spanish. Um, okay, so they're saying Spain isn't culturally European, so it doesn't make any sense, or still doesn't make any sense. It's one of the biggest mainland countries in West Europe. Yeah, like I think what it is, because okay, so remember I told you about my grandma, Maffy. I call her Mama because she prefers to be called Mama. So when my dad's wife Julie met her, what she said is my grandmother didn't look like what she would think what a Cuban would look like. Excuse me, because my grandma, she was born in Cuba before she moved to the U.S. And in the back of my mind, I would be thinking, what do you think she would look like? And then she said, well, she looks like a white French lady to me. And I would say, well, it's like people in the US. I mean, you could say, okay, what should people look like here? Well, people can look like German, they can look African American, they can look Lakota, they can look Japanese. You have many looks here too in the US. So that's pretty much the same for any other parts of the New World. Being Latin America, Canada, Greenland, I guess. People can have many different looks and still be they were born there and then they either stayed there or they moved. Um, yeah, I don't know I don't know if she thought if my grandma was supposed to look like a Native American from Mexico. I honestly don't know. But that's what I think that's what people they just don't understand. They don't either some people they don't know their roots here or like I told you, Maffy, about Julie, my dad's partner. She would say everyone in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, had blonde hair, blue eyes, aside from her mother. Interestingly enough, her mother had dark hair, or maybe dark brownish hair, but she had blue, but she wasn't blonde though. But she had blue eyes. But to me, it really shouldn't even matter. But to her, I guess it matters for whatever reason. So, let's see. I'm just glad that you guys are well educated over there. I'm not saying people here aren't, but sometimes I scratch my head. I am, and I was born here, so you could say I am technically an American, but maybe I'm just not the what you'd see as a stereotypical American. Or I don't know. I guess it even depends what you define as stereotypical American. So might just stream it a little bit more before I head off because I'm getting a wee bit tired, but maybe just a wee bit more before we keep going. We have our fair share of arrogant people here too, but generally we are more informed on stuff like this. Yeah, I just think people um I think people here in the US they try to put people in a box. They try to say, okay, are you I don't even like the term white because that could be so many other different cultures too. You know, not everyone's just going to be I don't know. Um, Not everyone's only Anglo-Saxon, I guess, or not everyone's only I don't even know how to say it. Anywho, GG, good stream. Sorry to everyone here that I went off on a rant. No worries, Maffy. Actually, I prefer. I'm glad I can share this with you because sometimes it frustrates me a little bit too. But I'm glad I can share it with you and I can kind of put the pieces together just to see what people in Europe think. Or if you want me to say Britain, I can say that too. But I just say Europe because in my eyes, you are part of Europe. But yeah, just what I'm here for. Okay, so Maffy think the Earth is flat. I got it. Yeah, I just think you know, I'm trying. What would the guy from Donegal say? That looks like my grandfather, Papa. Yeah, yeah. No, I never claimed that. Yeah, he would say, we would have you, come here for a month, and then we would see if you're a dickhead or not, and then we would see how you'd go from there. So maybe that's the same thing in Britain. Maybe if people in America say, hey, I'm gonna go to Britain, and I'm gonna tell everyone the Earth is flat. I'm gonna tell them that Spanish people are not European. I'm gonna I'm gonna tell them that they all look like Native American Mexicans. Yeah, I'm sure they'd get their asses handed to them either by the British or from Spanish who have settled there, or by both. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the latter of the three. If it's a coalition of Spanish and British who just kick their asses on their way out. Actually, that'd be fun to see. Not that I want them to get beat up, but just, just so they can understand you know. Maybe they could get a history lesson beforehand. England, I can't vouch for Wales and Scotland, but we love to take Americans for a ride. Yeah. Yeah, um, I just think I just shake my head really. I just think people uh, like I think when my dad's wife talks about my mom, because see my mom I don't know what's the huge thing about the orange tan in the US, or I think it's also I don't know how often people use it in Britain and Ireland or whatever. But I would tell Julie, my mom doesn't, at least I don't think my mom uses orange tan at all, or any of that. And then what she would say is, well, she has a good skin tone or whatever. But yeah, I just never really understood the craze for that. Why people would want to paint themselves like an orange, you know? And I say that, as we have someone that's the equivalent of an orange right now in the US. Yeah, I don't know if in Spain if that's I don't know if people use that down there or I don't ever remember my mom talking about using orange tan. That's how you become president, duh. Yeah. I mean, if people like using that tan, that's fine, I guess. I guess it's like how people in Japan they use cream to lighten their skin. I don't use any of that. I don't use what they use in Japan or the orange tan or any of that. Got 34 crafting. Now I can finally cut rubies. Happy about that. They don't need it in Spain. They're naturally tan. Yeah, so that's the thing too. Since I've been living in the Pacific Northwest, my skin has gotten progressively lighter over time. I remember my dad when he saw me, that was 2 to 3 years ago. He said, that I was white now, and I would say, "What do you mean?" And I think he was just talking about my skin tone. Like, oh, okay. You got less sun here, so. It's hot as balls down there. Well, I was in Portugal when I went last year. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And so my grandma said that too about me when she saw me. She said, your skin looks whiter now, or looks nice. That's what she was trying to tell me. So when I told that to my dad's partner, she threw a fit and she's like, "I know what white is." And then she looked at my skin tone and she looked at hers and she's like, "Oh wait, you actually are pretty fair skin now." And to me, I don't know why she would get so upset about it. My grandma said, "You look nice, or your skin looks nice." But for her, she threw a hissy fit. And I said, "Well, when you live in a colder climate, that's what happens. Your skin tone acclimates to that climate." I haven't started putting orange tan yet because I don't feel like I need it. I'm fine with my skin how it is, but no. I guess it's just personal preference. I'm just not that into to the orange tan, I guess. But yeah. Well, bro, what does that even mean? I know what white is. Like, okay, you have fair skin or darker skin. Well, I think what it is, in her opinion, cause I know in her mind, she says, well, I know who the real Americans are. And I would say, what do you mean by that? And then she's like, well, if you're Anglo-Saxon white, you're a real American. And I would say, well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but the Spanish uh, found the Americas 100 years before the first pilgrims came to Plymouth Rock. I don't know if you ever heard about St. Augustine in Florida, but they went there in the 1500s. you know, of course, you had the Italians and Portuguese and French too. I'm not trying to say it's only the Spanish, but if she thinks that there's this certain type of American that she thinks is the real American, I think my Uncle Herman would go a step further. He would say, well, what about the Native Americans? They've been here for tens of thousands of years. I would say you're absolutely right, Herman. So I don't know what she's talking about. How Anglo-Saxons had been watered down by the time we went to America. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. I think it's just. I mean, if people in England are not, if people in England don't even know what's going on when people say that here, I don't, I don't know what to say. You know, it's sometimes it's frustrating, but you know, people they just I don't know. I don't understand attachment to Anglo-Saxon, like as I've said in the past, we just referred to ourselves in our past as English, Welsh, and Scottish. Well, I think when people say that they're Anglo-Saxon here, what they're really meaning, it's code word for, um, I think what they think in their mind is since I'm of this ancestry at least, or since I'm partially of this ancestry, that means I get to be a jackass, I get to make all the rules, and you have to comply or else. That's not how it works. Um, I hate to break it to them, saying that, but that's not how it works. And if you said that to people in England, they would probably kick your ass. Is what I'm thinking. You know? Um, so I don't know. It's just really odd. And then they'll say, well, we're not just part of Britain, we're also part of Germany. And I would say, well, I mean, maybe even some of the Germans will kick your ass. I don't know. And then we'll say, and then they'll say, well, it's not really German, it's Russian. And I'll say, well, if you want to go to Russia, be my guest, but don't be crying to me if they put you in a cold Siberian prison. So it's just really odd. I'm a grumpy baby today. It seems I need to go to bed. No worries. I'm probably gonna head off too here soon. But I appreciate sharing this with you, Maffy, because it's been rough here lately, and I'm sure R.A. Tacky could tell you the same thing. It's been rough here. I hope things get better. I really do. It's just it's been a trip. It's been a trip. But at least I'm not the only one. So, well, I don't want you to be in the crossfire, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I think Bjorn says if you have an IQ higher than your shoe number, you should know the Earth is not flatter, or maybe maybe the whole thing about Spain as well. I don't know. He actually went to Spain recently and he had a good time there, which I was glad about. But and I'm glad, or I hope you had a good time in Portugal as well. Portugal. Well, if you end up fleeing to the UK, I can rent you my spare room. I think I'll be fine. I think I'm meant to be here for a reason. As hard as it gets. I think hopefully, if when people think of American, like if they can just maybe think of me as one example, one good example, I hope that can kind of shift the narrative. Like instead of saying, we don't want any Americans, we don't want any Americans, we don't want any Americans. Oh wait, Gem is not so bad, and maybe Tacky isn't either. Then maybe that will help you guys because um, I even remember here in Idaho when this was back when I was struggling a bit financially, but when I was thinking about moving, other people in Idaho were like, "Don't go, don't leave us, we like you." And so that's why I try to be a good example. I try to help people understand that not everyone here is a I don't want to use the word deranged lunatic, but that's how it feels like sometimes. And then I could see Rowie saying, he's lost it, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I I think that there are people here that could do better, and that could even be myself, but I think you could say that about pretty much anywhere. We can always do better in some ways. You restore my faith in America. I'm glad I do. Um, I really am because, and I think even more so because, Uncle Herman, I've learned a lot from him about the Native Americans, a lot, because he spent like 40 years with them. And I think I've helped teach him a lot of things too, because, he didn't realize like some of the natives are related to like Japanese and Hawaiians and Mongolians and as if you go back to the maternal lines, they go back to different parts of Asia. Specifically, well, I think in Britain, when people use Asia, I know some people think of South Asia like Indian, but I'm talking about like Southeast Asian, Polynesian, East Asian, Northeast Asian, Siberian. I think there are some natives though that might have ancestry a tiny bit from India because it is still technically part of Asia, but it's like kind of all over the place. Um, but yeah, so like he just calls me Celtic Healer, and then I call him Uncle Cherokee Japanese Herman because my uncle looks like one of the developers for the Final Fantasy music series. I think his name is I'm gonna try to get his name again. It is Uematsu. Yeah, Uematsu. Nobu Uematsu. Yeah, my uncle Herman looks like him, and so I call him Uncle Cherokee Japanese Herman, and he's fine with that. Because I acknowledge, he's native, but I also acknowledge he's also part Japanese. Because if you look at some of the native ancestry, some of their maternal ancestors do go back to areas like Japan or Northeast Asia. But I think my dad, his grandma Lita, has ancestry going back there. You go back, thousands of years and all that. And honestly, when I tell my Uncle Herman, the more I learn about the Japanese, the more I learn about, sorry if I slurred my words there. The more I learn about the Japanese, the more I learn about, your guys' side of the family. Because a lot of the mannerisms I see from the Japanese, it reminds me of my dad's side of the family. So, I mean, of course, they're more than just Asian or native. They also have like Dutch and German and Irish and Spanish and maybe even Scottish and a whole bunch of other things mixed in. Egyptian, indigenous North African, just all mixed into one thing. But yeah, um, I think just the main two things that are prominent that I see from my Uncle Herman and my dad is that you definitely look Japanese or Asian, but you also look maybe like you could be German or maybe someone from Wales or somewhere else. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna probably end the stream here soon because we've been going on for a while. And I need to get some good sleep because I got errands to run tomorrow. And I gotta see my friend Tim to buy some cards for my eBay store. But it's nice hanging out. It was nice always sharing the story. And I think things will get better eventually here. I just think it's like going through a storm. Sometimes it can get very heavy and you can see the thunder and lightning and all that. But then eventually the storm clears and it's better. So I think it's worth waiting it out. But alright, I'll be off for now, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had fun watching. And hope you guys take care. Bye for now.